What's up, Sports-A-Delics, and do I have a treat for you all tonight? Sports-A-Delic is on the road, right here, right now. Monday Night Football, we are at Stone Mountain Public House, your neighborhood cigar and bistro. And I'm going to be talking with the owners. We're going to go over everything that it is to know about this establishment. You don't have to go to the west side, the north side. You can come get it right here on the east side. Fine cigars, fine liquors, fine food, and fine people. Catch me over here in the studio. Sports-A-Delic, what is up? What is up? What is up? As I told you in the introduction, I am here at Stone Mountain Public House, neighborhood bistro and piano bar, and I got the man here himself, Rory Webb. He's part owner. He and his partner Jeff are doing it down here, and I got to tell you, I love coming here. You can watch your games. The food is incredible.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it is. It's incredible. I mean, wine, whiskey, bourbon, vodka, you name it, you can get it here. Rory, thank you for having Sports-A-Delic.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I'm excited about having you here. I love watching your channel, and we have some drinks coming now. Jeff's bringing us some drinks.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
And so
thank you.
I got a smoked
Blade and Bow.
Blade and Bow. Okay.
Wow. Wow.
All right. Thank you, Jeff.
You are so welcome.
Wow. You see what I'm saying? Where can you get your drink served to you smoked out like this? I'm going to tell you where. I just told you, Stone Mountain Public House. And can I have a nice
Yeah, absolutely. Just smell that.
That's awesome.
Isn't that amazing?
That is. That is. What particular drink do you have there? Tell us about that again.
Blade and Bow. And we have probably close to a dozen different dozen or more bourbons, ryes, whiskeys, a large selection of rum.
Okay.
And the other day we had a gin distributor come in, and we went ahead and smoked the gin, and I never thought that would be good, but it totally changed the profile. She loved it, and it was amazing. So you can smoke just about any drink you want. You can even smoke a coffee, and it changes the profile completely.
Smoked coffee?
Smoked coffee.
Okay, well, hey, like I said, you can get it here. Smoked coffee, smoked bourbon, whiskey, vodka, lemonade. They're doing it here, just whatever you want. Now, I also understand that you all have a particular house stick. We do. When, a lot of, I would go into a lot of places and their house stick was always a cheap cigar. And, but I was thinking, if it's going to be our house stick and it's going to be made just for us and it's going to be ours, I wanted something amazing. Absolutely. So we contacted Robert Robinson of R&R Cigars down in Miami, a little boutique. I know Robert.
Roller.
Nice
yeah,
guy,
amazing guy. And he uses all Nicaraguan tobacco. And we asked him to roll something really special for us. Okay. That wasn't going to be too expensive, but we didn't want a cheap cigar either.
Right.
And I believe $12.50 is the price on our house stick. And they come, unbanded, because they roll them only for us. This is the only place you can get this. Unless you popped into his factory down in Miami and maybe threw him a $100 bill, he might roll you one. But they only roll these for us. And so,
awesome.
It's an amazing, nice, full medium cigar that we can't keep them in stock.
Well, you know how I am. I'm very particular.
I know you are.
About what I put in my mouth.
Yes.
As everyone should be.
As everyone should be.
And I'm with you 100%. I do not like to have a house stick pushed off on me and I could have just as easily went outside, gathered up some leaves, and
rolled
burn it up
yourself. Yeah,
right,
exactly.
So why don't we light this baby up
Why
and
don't
see
we?
what's happening with it? This is my first time, enjoying the house stick in my mouth.
All right.
And I'm always about bringing pleasure to my palate. So we'll see what's going on here.
And I do not believe it's going to be your last either. That might have just put this into a whole new category on YouTube.
Well, when I light up a cigar, just instinctively, this comes out of me, this sound. I don't know why, but it does, And Jazzy Jeff, thank you again, sir.
Yes, thank you,
for
Jeff.
My cocktail.
My pleasure.
Look, Jeff is a mixologist, and he don't even practice to be, but he makes the best drinks, always, every time.
And speaking of drinks, one of our most popular drinks we have here is our adult milkshake. Adult milkshake, and we have many different kinds, and it's very popular. As a matter of fact, Richard, and when Richard comes in, he gets a Guinness milkshake.
A Guinness milkshake.
Guinness whiskey milkshake, and so it's Irish whiskey, Guinness, a little bit of chocolate, ice cream, and blended up to perfection.
Now, another thing that it's going on here is there's going to be a movement, from what I understand, into some of your more craft liquors.
We do carry.
Talk about that?
Well, actually, we do have a lot of craft liquors. We like to go to the small batch or the boutique distilleries, and we also really love to carry local distillery, their product line. And we're finding that it's just like with cigars. When we added the boutique cigars, we have a lot of our regulars that come in that love being able to try something new and different, and but yet high quality. And we're finding that with the boutique distilleries as well. That for a long time, beer, the little beer places that were popping up were so popular, and there's a lot of distilleries now doing that as well. So. We have a great selection, and if we don't have something you like, we'll have something that'll be close to it or that you'll like even better. So,
well, that's why I like coming here. It's always an experience, and but let me share with you about this cigar. It's excellent on the light up. As you can see, the ash. It has a nice stucco look to it. Little pepper. And a hint of spice. And I'm a hint spice kind of chick. I don't like very peppery, very spicy, cigars. And this is not overpowering, at all. Very smooth. So needless to say, I'm enjoying this in my mouth.
Well, I'm so glad.
Now, the interesting thing is, and I want you to share this, with our viewers.
Okay.
The evolution of this place.
All right.
And
that is very interesting.
It's very interesting, and some of the keepsakes, in terms like the bookshelf and all the unique things.
Okay.
And certainly, let's not forget, you did have your first magazine article.
Oh yeah, so actually we've had quite a few lately.
Excuse me.
So we actually just got named in the top 14 restaurants outside in the perimeter of Atlanta, the suburbs of Atlanta. We were listed in the top 14. When we started out, though, it was around the corner. It's actually when I first met you.
Yes.
It was around the corner. We had a coffee house. It was a nonprofit coffee house, and on Wednesdays, Rima, Richard, some of our locals that come in all the time, we'd all sit out back when we closed and smoke cigars. Not out back, next to it. There was a little used to be a parking lot, but now it's sort of like a little gated area. And we'd sit out there and smoke cigars.
Yes.
So that was in 2014. In
Right.
2016, we bought this building on Main Street, and we moved here and renovated it. And we added a cigar patio out back. And
it's beautiful. It has a waterfall, a nice big television. If you want peace, serenity, and love, if you want to just come and enjoy a nice meal, a drink, and your cigar, when the weather's in favor, you got to go back there. Got to.
so that was fairly popular. And then, of course, inside we didn't allow smoking at the time. We had a very small humidor. And at the time, we only carried Perdomo cigars, and we let people bring their own cigars in because we were just trying to create this great ambiance out there. And we in 2016, sadly, our day cook and died of COVID in 2020.
Sorry to hear that.
And so it kind of freaked us out a little bit. And so we closed the doors for a full year. And during that time that we were closed, my partner, Jeff, who is brilliant with money, brilliant with numbers,
Well,
gets
I think
excited.
that's his profession, isn't it?
It is. Well, it is. But I mean, it's like to see somebody get so super excited over pivot tables and
Right.
it's like, really? Like, he'll call me over and go, look at this, and he starts showing it to me, and I have no idea what I'm looking at. It might all be written in Greek. So anyway, what he discovered was our clientele on the patio, the cigar smokers, were spending an average of 3 times more than the customers inside. So we both of us smoke cigars, and so we said, why don't we just make the whole place a cigar lounge? So we'll be a cigar and piano bistro.
And you know who was happy about that?
Although when she's here, she's still always out back. But so we made the whole place. We bought some nice Austin air purifiers, and we opened up as a cigar and piano bistro. And it has just absolutely exploded since then. We've really, the brothers and sisters of the leaf just flock here, and we love that. And so we've also gotten to know some of the other cigar lounge owners, and we visit their places as often as we can. But it's just really been a success story that's happened. And as I said, cigar and piano bistro, because we do have a baby grand piano. We do have a piano player every night that we're open. We're closed on Monday and Tuesday. So Wednesday through Sunday, we do have a piano player. We have 2 of them that come in at different times, but they both love when people want to sing along with them.
Right.
And so you can do that. And
I've done that.
And Rima's got a beautiful voice.
No, I do
so
not.
So maybe one of these podcasts, you get her to sing a song for you.
I do
because
not. Well,
she has a beautiful, beautiful voice.
It just depends on how much cranberry juice I've had.
Well, and I'm not sure how much whiskey or bourbon I had when you sang either. So I might retract that. But when I heard you, I thought it was beautiful.
I think that's what it is. It had to be. Absolutely had to be. I think for me, I was excited. I celebrated my 50th birthday here. And it was perfect because my birthday falls in June. And I had some of my closest, dearest, friends, meet me here. And it was awesome. You guys, took care of us, and we appreciate that as always. But a funny story is, in the spirit of sports, we are polar opposites, because he's all about the U.
It's all about the U, baby.
And I'm all about the Tigers. And a lot of you all know that, I'm a graduate and record holder at Clemson. You're never going to run me off of Clemson. But I got another treat for you. Just come on back. Just come on back for part 2. All right, Sports-A-Delic, we are back with part 2. Now, Rory, please go over this outstanding menu that you all have.
Okay.
Because I love that Meat Lovers pizza that you guys have. And it wasn't until I was here drinking on my birthday that I tried avocado.
Air
And
fried avocado.
they have air fried avocado, and let's just say I eat avocado now, and I owe that to you guys. So thank you. But tell us about that awesome menu.
Well, I have a lot of experience in food and beverage. I started when I was probably in the food and beverage industry when I was probably 16 or 17. And
80 years ago.
Yeah, but pretty much. I'm 62, so you all do the math. I went to public school in Florida, so don't ask me to do it without a calculator. But anyway, when we put this menu together, we didn't want to do the traditional pub food, the chicken wings and all that stuff, hamburgers and things. We wanted to get very creative with it. Okay. And so, we do the large pretzel with an amazing beer cheese. Okay. And the air-fried avocados. We have those that like it a little bit spicy. We have the jalapeno corn fritters. And we have hummus and naan. And I do keto myself, so I wanted something kind of keto on the menu. So we also do pork rinds and beer cheese. Okay. And there's some other appetizers too, but we also wanted to add in some pizza. But I fell in love with a tarte flambe, which is a French pizza. And so French pizzas are basically thin crust. So all of our pizzas are a thin crust, and we just started doing traditional Italian pizzas on what would be considered a French pizza. And we had a pizza place down the street here, about 3 doors down, and another pizza place that opened this way about 5 doors down, and we thought, oh, that's the end of our pizza.
Well, look, let me jump in here. I apologize for interrupting because I've had both, and it's just not as good.
Well, and that's become apparent because where we thought it was going to go away, it actually increased in sales. So we love that people love our pizza. And we also added some other comfort food. We have a really great chicken and dumplings. We do a meatloaf on a big southern biscuit
I've seen
with
that.
some provolone cheese. We do several other. We do a pasta dish.
Are those awesome chicken nuggets?
That's one of the appetizers we have too. We have a chicken nugget that's actually gluten-free, but 90% of the people that eat it are not concerned about gluten. It's just they're that good, and right. The spices and all that are in them it's just perfect. And so we have an exciting menu that's different from other places where you're going to go. And we have a crepe also. We make our own crepes here in house. It's a 15-inch crepe, and the thing is about this big, and it's like that. And we have savory ones, and it changes every day. So it could be, a butter chicken crepe. It could be a beef bourguignon crepe.
I think I had when I was here on my birthday. Was it? It was. I don't know. Was it fish or was it chicken? I think it was chicken. And it was awesome. Like, we really had to move everything off the table. Like, he's
the plates are like this big.
It's huge
that they come on. So,
you're gonna be getting a to-go box, but it's awesome. It really is.
I think that's our biggest expense is to-go boxes,
right.
Because everybody gets a to-go box. But our chicken and dumplings amazing. The very first day we served it, somebody ordered it. Then they ordered a second one to take with them because they said, I know I'm going to be really wanting this tomorrow for lunch. So Give me one to go. Well, they sat there and finished their drink and then called the server over and said, I need to order a third one because I just ate that one.
Right.
So that's when you know you got something good. Now, our menu, if you do come here, you'll see it's in a binder. It's in a big binder. And we did that specifically because if an item stops selling or an item doesn't sell well, we take it off the menu and replace it with something new, and we see how that goes. And if it goes well, then... But we do like to try to stay a little bit unique and different. And so, our menu is not a menu you're going to find at any other restaurant.
Well, I know that you guys are also serious about your coffee here.
Yes.
I'm one of the 2% of the world's population that's allergic to caffeine. But hey, if you enjoy organic teas, you know, I'm telling you, they have everything here that you could possibly want when you're enjoying the leaf life.
Exactly. Well, you know, we started as a coffee house.
Right.
So much like we did with almost everything we've done here, we, you know, really researched. We wanted to find a coffee grower that treated their employees well. You know, you hear all these times about like direct trade or, fair trade. And a lot of the times the farmer is making more money, but he's not sharing that with the workers. The workers are still way below poverty. And we wanted to find a place that really treated their employees well, and had a really high quality product. Well, we did find a place, Selva Negra Estates, in help me out here, Jeff, in the distance. Matagalpa, Nicaragua, up in the mountains. They're in the cloud forest, and we called them and said, do you have a roaster in the Atlanta area? And it turns out that their son-in-law is their roaster here in Atlanta.
Wow.
So we were able to start using their product, and the coffee is absolutely amazing. It has totally ruined me to any other coffee. We would also go down, back when we were a coffee house, we would go down for a week in January every year and bring customers with us to work on the farm.
Oh, okay.
Of course, we shortly after that added a little trip over to Esteli, because you have to. You're there.
Was
You're
there
in
some drinking
Nicaragua.
going on?
There's a lot of drinking going on down there, yes.
Okay.
So
So
you
that's
can
the
get
only way you can get me there.
Hey, you can get a whole bottle of Florida Cana rum for $5 down there. So
There's some drinking going on.
yeah, there's a lot of drinking going on. So anyway, yeah, so our coffee is amazing, and
well, the tea is amazing.
the tea
that
is
I've
good
had.
too. Yeah, we get it from Zen Tea, which
Yes.
is local as well, and they do a really awesome job of putting their teas together, and the profiles that they come out with are really nice.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome. Another thing is the fascinating thing. You all have bookshelves here, but what's unique about the bookshelves?
It's a loaner library. So if you're in here and you see a book that you like, just take it with you. And if you have a book that you've already read that you really would like somebody else to be able to read, you can bring that in and just put it up on the shelf. And so we have a very eclectic choice of authors and subjects, and nothing is in order. There's no Dewey Decimal System thing on there or anything. You just have to kind of go through and look. But in addition to that, we also have a lot of, it's a very eclectic place. It's very, there's a lot of stuff in here. And so we had fun doing that. And I know that you can crash and burn with that, because a lot of people try to do that and it looks like you just walked into a junk store.
Right.
But I think we really pulled it off. It's really kind of cozy and nice.
Yes, it is.
I know when somebody first comes here for the first time, because when they walk through the door, this is their first reaction inside the door.
The jaw drops.
As they're looking around the room.
Look at what we have here. I mean, this is the perfect spot, if you want to bring your boo and just kind of sit over here in the corner, have the feel of the fireplace, put something awesome in your mouth. This house stick, you got to come here and try it. And I smoke cigars. The price point is awesome. This cigar is awesome. I would dare say that, $15 awesome, because I've smoked enough cigars to know. But the price point is perfect. So make sure you get down here to Stone Mountain Public House. You can sing, you can dance.
Drink, smoke.
Right.
And I just want to say, my favorite decor in here, besides, of course, my University of Miami helmet, is this right here.
That's Lorraine. That's Lorraine. That's the mini-me. I enjoy coming here because, and we've had very candid conversations about not just the history of Stone Mountain, but just some of the goings on. And certainly as an African American, it used to have that feel of get in here and get out, or don't even come down this way. Not that anybody was, killed or anything. It just didn't make you feel comfortable and welcome. Whereas this particular establishment is truly something for everybody. It doesn't matter your race. It doesn't matter your religion, your creed, your sexual orientation. You can come here and nobody's going to bother you. And a matter of fact, if you come here, especially on a Friday or Saturday, you think that everybody in here knows everybody, because everybody's just talking to everybody, mingling along. I mean, it's wild, it's crazy. Then you have Jeff, the accountant that also sings, and Rory. When Rory gets in his zone, he's in there. You have to come and see it for yourself. I mean, it's something. It's something to see. Like, I'm not, making it up, but you will feel comfortable. I don't care who you are. I don't care where you're coming from. Nobody cares about your social economic status. It just don't matter. It's just grown people.
Yep.
Enjoying what grown people do, and you can get all of that here. I mean, you'll see from all the pictures. I mean, the establishment is absolutely off the charts. It's peaceful. It's just serenity. It really is. And of course, when I come in here, I think that I own the place. And you know why? Because Rory and Jeff allow me to think that. Like, they don't even care. It's like, oh, that's just Rima. And I appreciate that. I really do. I appreciate that. This is an awesome, awesome, awesome spot. Now, there's something else here that I find very, very unique.
Okay.
Okay. And I want you to talk about that, because I know servicing the neighborhood is really important. So if you have some small tourniquets, just a little small business that you're doing, I love the little bag that you always give me with cigars for my birthday. I know that, if people have some nice things, to sell. Tell me more about some of the accessories that you have, for the Leaf Life.
Okay. Well, we actually have been fortunate to meet several local artists who work with cigar paraphernalia. So there's a gentleman by the name of Ghost, and if you don't know him, you need to look up Ghost. Maybe you'll put a link to his website or something on your thing. But he takes, and I'm going to show you, we've got ashes in here, but he takes cigar boxes and he turns them into ashtrays. And he's provided quite a few ashtrays for us, and we really appreciate that. We also
talented.
We also have. Do you have Jeff? Can you grab one of the bags?
I don't know if you know this, but Ghost, very, very talented. One of my friends from college had him build a bar at his house.
He's told me about that, and I'll tell you another thing about Ghost is he can drink me under the table. So don't go in a drinking contest with that man. But anyway, we do have somebody else, and a couple of people actually. One makes pokers or nubbers. She makes some nice jewelry ones. She made me a really nice university. Thank you, Jeff. University of Miami one. And then is this D, Jeff? Yeah. Okay, D makes bags out of cigar boxes. So
let me see that.
And she's got a huge
awesome.
Selection, and she can customize for you. So
yeah, I know D. Yeah, this is awesome. This is awesome. It's sexy, ladies. So if you really want to get your sexy on,
there it is.
There it is.
So those are some of the local artists that we have that create things. We also have another local artist who comes in and takes our bands that we have, the cigar bands, and she makes signs and things with it. And so we've just tapped into local talent. Oh, you have one of the nubbers there? Or a couple of the nubbers. There we go. I don't know if they can see that, but she makes these amazing nubbers, and she can customize them for you.
Let me see one of those, if I may.
She can customize them for you. I had a lady come in here and buy one of those as a hair thing. I don't know.
Well, I mean, it's beautiful, but let me explain to you what this is for. Sometimes you may come across a cigar that is tightly rolled. I mean, I'm talking about tight. As my brother would say, virgin tight. And so this poker gives you, the leverage to poke, down through where you've cut your cigar to try to loosen it up to get your airflow.
Yep.
And then when you get down to like a third that's left, back in the day, those that may have been into marijuana, they had this thing called a roach clip. Well, this is similar to that because it gives you an opportunity to stick it in here and you can finish your cigar without, burning, your hands. So it's a very useful tool. You can get it here. And then if you want to keep it sexy, they have several sexy versions.
Just grabbed a few.
Very sexy, versions.
And she does custom work.
And she will she'll customize it for you, your favorite colors, birth gems or whatever.
Well, I have one.
The last thing you talked about, though, about being able to finish off when you're smoking a really amazing cigar like the Stone Mountain Public House cigar stick, you might want to do that. And then also if you're really frugal, like my partner Jeff, he's like,
a numbers guy.
I'm paying $15 for this. I'm getting $15 out of it. So he'll smoke it right down to where his mustache is starting to
I'm the same
smolder.
way. I'm the same way. But come on back with us for, part 3, Stone Mountain Public House. Oh, what's up, Sports-A-Delic? We are here at Stone Mountain Public House, neighborhood bistro and piano bar, and I have the true brains behind the operation. Well, Rory already said, hey, this is the guy that does the books. This is the guy that pinches to the final penny, and that's you.
It's the guy who counts the beans.
Yeah, that's Jazzy Jeff. And also, I remember you telling me the story.
Uh-oh.
But because it's a testament about friendship, and sometimes we look beyond our face. And you were telling me, hey, I just wanted to meet someone that makes me laugh, somebody that I have a good time with. And you and Rory were friends, and he was right there in your face the whole time. And now it's 30 years later. God bless you. God bless you.
Pray for me.
Yeah, I am. And another funny thing, Jeff didn't always come out there and smoke with us when we first started.
That is true.
And when he first kind of got into it, he prefers, and I told you all in segments before, the best cigar in the world is whatever you have in your mouth.
Sure. Whatever
it is. And so Jeff, was really riding those infused cigars. He liked the flavors. I think you're smoking one of Oscar. What's up, Oscar?
Hypnotic.
GTO sweet tip. But the funny thing is,
now I don't like the flavors. Now I just like the sweeter tobacco. I've graduated.
I'm going to tell you guys the truth because that's what we do here at Sports-A-Delic. We were at a mutual friend, kind of gathering, and he was smoking Liga Privadas #9.
That was a great cigar. That was a great cigar.
Great cigar. And
Opus X 20th anniversary.
yeah, he was smoking an Opus X. An Opus X. I don't even mess with the Opus. My good friend and editor here at Sports-A-Delic, Richard, gave me a Lancero Opus X 1 year for my birthday, and it blew the top of my, like, I'm scared of him. This dude was over here smoking it like it was a chimney. And then I was like, what? I said, well, he's obviously moved on from the flavors, but that's a testament to premium tobacco. It could be full bodied. And that's why we do the cigar series. We want you guys to understand, don't listen to people that don't know what they're talking about when it comes to the leaf life. As we told you before, Maduro is actually a sweeter wrapper. It's the binder and the filler that's going to ultimately give it the strength. But when you get into premium cigars, Opus X, your Liga, you know, that's when you find out, and you know this to be true, it's very smooth, it's rich, it's creamy, it's a good draw, and you just fade off into the sunset with it. You agree with that?
Oh, yeah.
Now, the reason why I have Jeff, you know, sitting here with me is because...
You wanted eye candy.
That's what I wanted. I wanted eye candy. I do call him Jazzy Jeff. And every now and then, when we get really charged up, you know, I'll convince him to do a duet. You know, now he can sing. Now, I don't know why Rory didn't tell you, but he can, you know, he can sing. I just get out there because, you know, the cranberry juice pushes me to do things. So I just go on out there and go with it. You know, but we have fun doing our duets, you know, with the live piano. It's awesome. And you all have a couple that comes here. They're professionals. Like that couple that comes, that sings.
Oh, yeah, we actually have several people that, because Stone Mountain has become an area where a lot of filming is happening. So we're getting a lot of film industry people buying houses in the area because they're getting permanent gigs here, if you will. And there's a lot of talent moving into this area, and it's fun when they come in. So,
wait a minute.
Well,
These guys were on the ID channel. Their establishment was so awesome that they were like, "Hey, we got to use this." And I think that you all, Rory,
I played a barista. And
they got a small role, and you didn't hear it from me, but they made a lot of money too.
Oh, yeah.
And during that time, I was living, you know, I would say pretty much in the village, you know, because I could literally walk one street over and I'm here. And, you know, I was able to get like $800 because they wanted to run a wire across the yard. And it was a part of the yard that I didn't even use.
She got more than us.
And I was like, well...
Now I'm mad.
But I played it to the hilt. I was like, well, do you really need it? You know, I was like, you know, because it is the line. Mind you, there was nothing more than crabgrass. But I played it like it was centipede. Like, you know, you want to run it across here, it could just really, you know, so I was able to squeeze. It started out at $600. I was able to squeeze for $200 more, you know. But Jeff, tell me about, and you'll see from the pictures, incredible wine selection. Would you tell me more about that, please?
Certainly. Yeah, we tried, well, let's start with the house. Most people, I made a really big mistake with our house wine because it's good. So a lot of times people will, you know, you order a house wine and it's not the most quality. I wanted a house wine that was affordable, that had a really good profile. Now they're a little thinner in their flavors than maybe you were buying a $20 bottle or whatever. But
is it a red or a white?
We have actually our house wines. We have Cabernet, Pinot Noir, Merlot, white Zinfandel, a Pinot Grigio, Sauvignon Blanc, and Chardonnay.
Okay, I need you to look and tell the viewers, because when it comes to wine, if it's not a Seagram's wine cooler, I am totally ignorant. What the hell is a Cabernet, a Merlot? Like,
well, that's just
to me,
grapes.
It's just wine.
Those are all just different grapes, and so, and when we first opened, when we moved to Main Street, and I really wanted to expand our wine selection. We started out with, those are the basic grapes that everyone carries. Okay. But this year, in reopening, it has been so much fun because pairing with cigars is a whole different, because it's, well, I think Rory will talk about that later, about how we pair cigars with different spirits and wines and such. But it's so much fun to explore not only different grapes,
Okay.
but just the different styles of wines that come out. And so, like, we've got a beautiful sparkling rosé. I'd never heard of a sparkling rosé. I'm not, because I'm not a sommelier.
And you know I haven't.
So, but it was, and it actually works very well. We have one woman who will buy the sparkling rosé to go with, I'm trying to remember the cigar, but it's one of our lightest cigars, and it's a good pairing that way. But typically we have more reds because they tend to pair with cigars better. And just discovered a wonderful grape. It's an Agliano. It's kind
Agliano?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
It's a mouthful, but it to me it's kind of in between the dryness of a Cabernet and the sweetness of a Pinot Noir, because every grape brings its own flavor to the table. So we've started adding different, grapes and different selections to our wines, and it's fun. And I don't want to say, oh, well, we'll always have this one for you, because I do tastings about twice a month, and we change out the wines as we find fun things, and we'll sell through that. And then when we replace it, we might change out to another one. I have a Cabernet that I'm waiting to bring on. I'm going to sell a couple more bottles of the Bull by the Horns, which is a wonderful cab. But this one just will knock your socks off. So that'll be coming up in about a month or so. It's in my waiting list of what's coming down the pike. So,
as I was sharing with you all, this is what makes this place the place to be. And even weeknights, if you're just getting off work and you want a nice meal and you just kind of want to unwind with a nice glass of wine, a great, cigar, nice meal, this is the place to be. Because, as you heard from Jazzy Jeff, it's all about the experience, and 99% of the time, this is going to be the guy that comes over to your table. He's going to ask you, how's your experience? Do you need anything? Do you want anything? What if I want something?
what do you want? I'll go get it.
You might not have to go get it.
Uh-oh. Okay, now I'm getting nervous. Oh, I'm not white anymore. I think I'm blushing.
Yeah, he's red. He's red. And and that's good, because I have that effect.
Oh, Lord Jesus, save me.
I try to have that effect. But are any of these wines a craft wine? Do you have craft?
I understand you wouldn't, most of the time you wouldn't recognize the name of the wine. We go for the smaller vineyards. Again, the same thing. I'm going to move away from wine for just a second, because I thought of our brandy. The brandy that we have a couple brandies, but the one I love is Saint Louis. And we met the woman at a trade show. Mm. She basically sold everything that she had because she wanted to create a fine brandy. And it is a great price point, wonderful brandy.
All right.
And so we do the same thing with the wines. A lot of our wines, our bartender, Mia.
Right. Mia!
She gets aggravated with me. She goes, all you do is hear one good story, and because I love the story behind the product, because that's, to me,
that's part of the experience.
Exactly.
It's part of the experience.
And to me, we learn from our stories, and
right.
That's one of the reasons why we wanted to create a place where people just want to sit and hang out, meet new people, create conversation, and just enjoy each other, because that's the Leaf life is about.
It really is.
It is. It's about not just
the
experience of the stick, it's the experience of the person that you're smoking with.
Right. I was telling someone the other day that you have conversations that you could have only had with a cigar and a drink. It's just that unique. And then when you think about, it sees like, because cigars have gone so mainstream, that you think that it's like all of these people, but it's still a very small niche, of people. What are you swallowing?
I was actually.
Notice my choice of words.
It wasn't hard for me to think of it because that's the brandy I'm drinking right now is the Saint Louis. I really I like the profile of the Saint Louis with the hypnotic honey tip.
Okay,
So,
all right. Well, the thing that I like most about cigars in general, you can live to be 100, and you will not ever be able to smoke them all. And it's the same thing when it comes to liquors, when it comes to wine, when it comes, to beer. But what's unique about this place is that you all seem to have a wide range. Like I just don't know if someone could come here and not find something, to enjoy.
well, and that's part of the conversation of the experience in the sense that I like to go to the table. I am the table guy. I love to go table to table, talk with people, and we may not have the particular whiskey that they're looking for, the particular bourbon or scotch or whatever, but I can have a conversation with them.
Right.
And say, okay, so what do you like about that particular wine? What do you like about that particular beer? What do you, and actually Mia and actually our servers are newer, but we're very fortunate. We have some great servers.
Awesome.
And they're starting to learn. It takes time to get that knowledge under your belt.
Right.
I don't mind going to the tables because then I get to meet everyone. So
Right. Like I said, I know that, that's your thing. It's a strength. Because just someone coming over to the table, because the only thing in the world that can mess this up is the people that are around you. And so, although you may just be coming over to the table to do a check-in, it's always personable and it's authentic, which again goes towards, the experience. Because you can have some people come over to your table and that they drug their body over there and they didn't really want to come. They really don't want to hear anything that you have to say, but it's like they asked me to do it. That's not what you're going to get from Jazzy Jeff. Jeff is bringing the thunder. If he likes your hair, he's going to tell you how beautiful your hair is. And this is an example.
I might throw in a little sarcasm.
Well, not with me, because, I'm rocking the real deal right here.
Oh, I'm afraid of you.
But I know that they really work hard to ensure that you enjoy yourself when you come. And that's how I was able to get Kettle One.
That's true.
Thank
I brought
you.
that in for you. Just
Thank
for
you. And it's good.
Although I still think Hammer and Sickle's better. But that's your choice, and that's a good thing.
Well, I'm a vodka, connoisseur.
Yes, you are.
And Hammer and Sickle is not better. It's just not. I mean, it's okay, but it's not better. But thank you so much, for your insight, and thank you for just being you.
Can't be anyone but.
We're gonna come back with part 5 because I'm gonna get into some Sports-A-Delic because Jeff will tell you sports. That's not his thing.
No.
But he supports whoever his partner supports.
That is true.
And from scripture, the blind can lead the blind. We'll be right back. Sports-A-Delics, what's up? What's up? Now, for my viewers, this is what happens when your cigar get low. When you drop it, expect for this to happen. That's what I call a stress smoke. Cigars is about relaxation, and when it's falling apart, and it drives me insane. Like I would have to throw it away.
Oh no, I'm smoking this one all the way down.
Yes, you are.
But I did.
Right, Jeff, you heard him because that's considered a waste.
I did drop it and actually hit it with my hand, which I don't recommend you do, and then it kind of went flying across the room. But it's still smoking good, so.
You know, the funny thing is, this entire football season, whether it's college or pros, has been crazy. And I told someone the other day, it almost seems like they don't know what to do with the polls at the collegiate level because Clemson is not in it. It's like, well, we expected Clemson to be here. We are the most talked about team that's irrelevant that I've ever seen. And I knew we had a good, better part of 10 years. And I knew that we would fall. And I don't know that look, Trevor Lawrence, Trevor's ETN, you don't just replace guys like that, which makes what Alabama does remarkable from that standpoint. But every time the commentators at the collegiate level, like they were just pumping up, Oklahoma, and they was talking about the new kid, the freshman Williams coming in, putting Rattler on the bench. And what happens? They go out and get smashed by Baylor.
Well, Alabama had their little stint with A&M too, or is it A&M they lost to?
A&M, and then they struggled, if I'm not mistaken. Then they struggled with LSU, like that, And then MG, like tonight.
I know what is up with this
San Francisco is up 31-7 against the Rams, which is 7-2 team, and then you got what are they, 3-5? You got San Francisco's 3-5.
About to be 4-5.
Scratch. You're absolutely correct. You have 7-3 now against 4-5, and we all know about the upset of the day yesterday with the Washington, the football team. It was a bittersweet victory. We lost Chase Young.
Bitter for me, sweet for you, though.
Well, we lost Chase Young.
Yes, you did do that.
The torn ACL. But it has been crazy. I mean, Jacksonville beats Buffalo. And we know that Pittsburgh is on the pits.
They've always said on any given day and on any given Sunday, and this year they're definitely proving that right. There's no lock. There's no guarantee.
On either side, college or pros.
And you got to be real nervous if you're one of them Las Vegas people that are taking bets, because
this is the year to not bet.
No.
You heard it live on Sports-A-Delic. Do not bet this year because there's no clear-cut favorite to win at the collegiate level or even in the NFL. Everything is just kind of up for grabs. But isn't that what you love about sports?
I love that about it. That's why they play the game. And I always say that to people, it's why they play the game. Let's wait till the game's over before we start smack talking stuff, because you never know what's going to happen. I mean, it's a crazy, crazy year,
It is. But you remember in the 70s when they would show the Olympic commercial, the thrill of victory, the agony of the feet, coming down on the slopes and tumble down.
ABC Wide World of Sports.
Yeah, and I mean, you literally could be right there to win the game, and then something wild, happens. It takes me back to, I'll never, ever forget this game. We were playing at Clemson. We were playing against Wake Forest, and Wake Forest women's team was never supposed to ever beat Clemson.
Right.
And it was just one of those games where, I couldn't find, it was just an awful, awful game. And, we were up by 1. 3 seconds to go. They had the ball on our baseline. So that means they got to go 94 feet. And this was one time, and forgive me, Coach Davis, but we already talked about this. You admitted it. Coach Green, our assistant coach, says, Coach Davis, put somebody on the ball, just because it was a spot throw. Spot means the person taking the ball out can't run the baseline. Let's just put in, because we had a chick, that was 6'5". Let's just put her in and put her hands up. Coach Davis didn't want to do that. The girl throws the ball into half court. The chick catches the ball and slings it up there, and it hit nothing but net, and we lose by 2 points. conference game. That's
Against an
Sports.
underdog.
that's sports. At its best, that is sports. And I remember one year we went to play in a tournament at Rutgers, and the first round team, again, here we go again. We ended up winning the tournament, but the man upstairs knows we shouldn't have. Our philosophy, we never play zone. But based on the scouting report, we go into a zone because they can't shoot. They were 13 for 15 from the three-point line in the first half. But we had to come back out and slap the court and do what we did. And we ended up winning, the tournament. But it just goes to show you just never know.
You never know.
You just never know. And I know for you, being a Miami fan, what you all were and what you all are now, it has to be gut-wrenching. See, for me, the Clemson team that I see every Saturday now, that's what I see when I was in school. We've always had a great defense, and our offense has been anemic, and now we have injuries, and we play in Wake Forest. And here's what's crazy about sports. Clemson has had a tough year.
Oh, yeah.
But if we mess around, which I don't think we are, but if we mess around, well, I take that back. This is crazy right now in football. But if we mess around and beat Wake Forest, because Wake Forest beat NC State, and then NC State mess around and lose again because NC State beat us, we will end up playing for the ACC championship.
Yep, it can happen. It's a crazy year, and as soon as they kick that ball off, anything can happen. And the Washington football team, how many turnovers did they create against a Tom Brady?
Yeah.
And so anything can happen on any given day, and sometimes you got a team that goes out there that nothing is going right. Stupid penalties, interceptions, fumbles, and then you got a team that's a far less superior team, and everything's going right for them. A tip ball and one of the receivers catch it. So that's why I say that's why they play the game. And if it wasn't for that, the big four would have been in. They could have just started the year with the playoffs and had Clemson, Alabama, Ohio State, and Oklahoma play, and that's it. So that's why they play a whole season. But
I think what I didn't appreciate, Tom Brady is a sore loser, and I think he is the only player in NFL history to have played in 10 Super Bowls and won 7. And they ask him what happened on those interceptions. And you know what he says? He says, we had the ball, they ended up with it, and thank you guys, picked up his bags and walked off the podium.
Well, what I would like to say in defense of maybe Tom Brady is
first of all, he's a Tampa Bay fan, so
I am a Buccaneer fan.
He's going to defend Tom.
Well, no, I'm going to defend Tom because Tom is still playing right now because he says he has fun. It's fun for him. And so obviously it's not fun when you lose. And he's also has a very high bar he set for himself. And when you throw an intercept, that one interception he threw it right to that receiver. It was not the receiver wasn't running
the first one was a tip where the guy had.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah. And as a matter of fact, I always thought that there should be, a 2-level interception on a quarterback's thing. If it's a tip ball or something by the receiver or the receiver,
It's funny that you say that because I don't think that it should even be that. I think it should be 100% on the receiver, both hands on the ball.
Right.
And the quarterback, gets stuck with that. I think it should be on you because I know in basketball the rule is if you put both hands on it, 99.99% of the time you can catch it. That's just what I think.
Yep.
But who cares what I think?
Yeah, I know. Nobody cares what I think either. So, but I also think there should be multiple levels of targeting, because I see so many times an offensive player lowers their helmet into the defensive player's helmet, and the defensive player gets ejected from the game and targeting.
I know, but who are we kidding, Rory? I mean, football, and this is coming from a woman. Football it's like it's not even football anymore. A catch, it used to be a catch, was a catch, and a tackle was a tackle. Now everything got to go to replay, and it's instinctive to lower your head, both guys, but they're looking to see who lowers their head in a certain way, and it's different because a running back has to just break the plane with the ball. Boop. Touchdown. But a receiver can take 12 steps and fall to the ground in the end zone. Take 12 steps in the end zone, but if he falls to the ground, well, it's not a catch.
And the ball comes loose, yeah.
And the ball comes out and say, well, that's not a catch because, he got to carry it all the way through to the ground after 12 steps in the end zone.
Yep, the more protections they put in, the more the game becomes less the game.
Yeah.
So
now I don't think it's right to just spear a guy.
No, no. Especially when there's intent and you're doing an absolute spear. Yeah, no, that's
Yeah. I think that should be an
very
automatic
blatant
3-game suspension or something.
However, when the offensive player lowers their helmet and the helmets collide, then to me that should be maybe still a penalty, but like a 5-yard penalty, and the player's not ejected.
But that's what happened to my starting safety. Game one of the season, the Georgia game, the running back lowered his head, the crown of his helmet, and speared, and he had a chest contusion. His sternum was messed up. He's out for the season, and they didn't even call it at all. I'm telling
Not
you.
only is he out for the season, but he also may not get drafted because he didn't play a season in college. And, or if he is drafted, millions of dollars difference than if he was able to play this season and show who he was. So
Well, let me ask you
there's
this
a lot
question.
involved.
Let me ask you this question. Do you think, on one level, I think that it's good that the athletes can benefit from, their likeness.
The NIL?
Yeah. But I also think that it's a big distraction if you're spending a lot of time shooting commercials and things.
I'll tell you why I think it's a great thing. And at first I didn't like it. The reason I think the NIL is a great thing is that these college kids are college kids, and we were all college kids at one point. So,
Right.
But they do stupid stuff. And so now you're making $80,000 a year, standing on a car lot getting filmed. And if you mess up, if you get arrested, if you do something stupid, you're not able to play in games because you keep doing team violations or whatever, you're going to lose that $80,000. They're going to pull it. And I guarantee you all their contracts say if they get in any trouble, they're out.
Right.
And so do you really want to lose that? So I think in one way it's actually allowed the players to become more responsible. Another reason I really like it is some of these players grew up now I grew up very poor. I grew up in a trailer park. No, not a mobile home park, a trailer park. Okay, very clear. Yes.
Let me be clear. That was similar to Whitney. That was similar to Whitney Houston. I do not do crack. I do cocaine. Don't get it twisted.
Right. I do the expensive stuff. So, anyway, a lot of these kids are so poor, and they're a junior or going to become a junior. But they see the opportunity to make money in the NFL, and they leave that college early to go into the NFL. And I think that with the NIL, if they're that good, and they could be making $80,000, $100,000 a year or more, that they'll stay in school through their senior year because they know it also is going to get them a higher amount of money when they do get drafted.
And they can help their family in the process.
They can help their family in the process and make money in the process. So that's the two reasons I really, really like it.
My
problem with it, though, is that these kids are forgetting that, you know, it's the school logo that's on their jerseys they're selling. It's the school logo on that helmet that they sign that they're selling, or whatever it is, or the fact that they're in the Clemson market, you know, able to go into that used car lot and advertise and make $30,000 a year. It's because of the Clemson fans recognize them, who they are, because they play for the University of Clemson, and they're not just, if that was Derek King from Miami and Clemson at a car dealership, they're not going to sell any cars because that's not relatable. Right. And so I think sometimes the kids too tend to forget that there's the logo that's on their jersey or whatever, or what they're recognized for and who they play for. That's what's making them so valuable. Obviously their talent is too. And because if they're a third stringer sitting on the bench, they're probably not going to get many contracts. But
I like the guys that negotiate so that their teammates can benefit. And the reason why I say that, I finished third all time in 3-pointers made and attempted at Clemson. I remember faking injuries, or I would tap. I wasn't tired. The game is decided. It's those players that you practice with that make you who you are. And I used to, I was a very physical player. Like, I was giving it to them in practice and everything. And they make you better.
Well, yeah.
And they show up every day. They do the same work, and they're never going to have any likeness to benefit from.
Right.
But I like the guys that say, "Hey, I'm going to spread this over, my teammates, because they recognize I'm nothing without, the players around me." But I think it's good for those reasons that you said. Because a lot of kids come out too early, their body's not ready, their talent is not ready, because the house is in foreclosure, or their parents, or they're coming from single parent homes, and their mother is just struggling to the max. And so I get it, I really do, I get it, but
they cost themselves a lot of money too, because the longer you stay in college, the longer the NFL scouts have a chance to really evaluate you, see you, how can you fit in on their team, and you're going to go at a much higher draft pick. And so that you're talking about millions and millions of dollars difference between going in the first round or the sixth round.
Well, they said that Trevor Lawrence, if he had actually came back for his senior season, they said that he potentially lost, just at the collegiate level, upwards of $2 million.
See, and this year he could have got an NIL and made, not what he's making now, but he would have made enough money that he could be comfortable. And so I like it and I don't like it. The things I like about it are the fact that I think it'll keep kids in school longer, and it will also again, the bad part about it is that people keep saying, oh, the schools make all this money off the kids. And see, I didn't go to school on a scholarship. And I think most of your viewers probably paid or still paying for their college education.
Right.
And there's a tremendous, amount of, first of all, there's people now talking about, should the schools pay the players? And I'll tell you why that should never happen.
We know why that should never happen.
Okay, well, the schools shouldn't pay the players, and I'll tell you the main reason is because if you work for a corporation and you get a gift bag, you have to pay tax because that's considered income.
Right.
The gift bag, or that trip that you take. You win a trip. You actually pay tax on that because it's considered income. So they would have to now start paying income on their scholarship, on their room and board, and several other things. And that, could cause some players to lose money. They actually might even end up having to pay out more money than they actually are making from the school or from their NILs. So right now with the NIL, they don't have to pay tax on that, I don't believe. Maybe they do. I don't know. But they're paying tax just on that.
Right.
But they're not having to pay tax on their scholarship, their room and board, or any of the other expenses that are involved with college.
Right.
So,
Sports-A-Delic, Stone Mountain, Public House, Neighborhood, Cigar and Bistro. Make sure you get here. Thank you guys again.
You're welcome. Thank you. We
road.
love you here, Rima. We love you coming in here.
Right. Appreciate it. And please, if you do nothing, come and try the house stick.
Just don't throw it across the room.
Right. Don't create a stress.
They don't fare well.
And as always, be good to yourself.
Over there. It hit the flow.
It got low. The cigar got low.
At a fast rate, yes.
Ooh.